Okay, welcome to the Vocational Education Podcast. My name's Dan Hill, and I'm so pleased to announce today that I have a fantastic guest joining me today, and that is Javier Amaro Castillo. And I'm going to hopefully that was somewhat of a pronunciation, but Javier, I'll let him tell you all about his background and why he's here, but. For the rest of this particular podcast, I'd like you to just tune in and think about how what we are talking about applies to you. So without any further ado, I will pass on to our wonderful friend here, Javier. So Javier, tell me a little bit about yourself and why you are where you are today.
Thank you, and thank you for the invitation, Dan. And that pronunciation was fantastic. Not sure how much you got in Spanish school, but that was great. I would say 10 out of 10.
I'll take it.
Look, I have been working in education and vocational education for 25 years now. Initially, I started with electrical engineer and teaching, also physics and electronics, computers. And when I got to Australia, I got along with this idea of vocational training because it's helping people to improve in life, to get a job or to get a better job, and to be able to do what they want because they can produce something. But since then, I kind of like I tend to see the same friction points, and which they haven't changed. It's I don't know if that's a good thing in my analysis. Actually, it's not. And that friction points that are between being able to deliver a wonderful training that is actually achieve high quality in terms of the people learning the skills and being able to do what they're supposed to do and being able to demonstrate that. Okay. So I realized that there are certain friction points that have been there for, during the last 25 years. We also have an RTO being registered in 1999, and I can tell you those friction points are still today. And those are the connection between delivering wonderful training, being able to transfer the skills to students, and being able to demonstrate that in an audit. That's something that a lot of our colleagues suffer and get stressed about it because they say, look, yes, I am doing the job that I'm supposed to do because my students can't do the job that they're supposed to do after training. Still, yet I got troubles in the audit because I cannot demonstrate the quality of that training. And I start working on compliance, mainly to help these people that are actually doing the right thing, but not being able to translate that into the compliance jargon. But by doing that, we also see a friction point of the perception of what is quality training. I think we all want quality training, but one problem is the definition of quality training might not be the same for all of us. And some people say, well, look, you can do that task, and that's good enough. So you got that unit of competency or that qualification, but maybe the unit of the qualification, it says apart from that task, you actually need to do a couple other things that we didn't teach them. And that's why that difference between definition of quality. So I'm really very passionate about it, making sure that we create a more cohesive system with a real pathway to tertiary studies or to improve your job outcomes and your expectations in the workplace. That's me.
Yeah. The passion's obvious, and I love the passion. And you went from about me to about the sector. And, honestly, that is the passion within the sector. So thank you for that, Javier, honestly. And that actually brings me to why we're kind of talking today as opposed to next month, last month, or whatever. And that is that we're on the doorstep of the VET conference, or the Australian VET conference for 2026. So tell me about the process and dig deep, right? Tell me really about the process of bringing this conference to life and what you found probably the most challenging.
Yeah. How much time do you have?
Well, we'll give it a few minutes. Just go for it. Just tell me, well, tell us, because honestly, a lot of people are going to attend this conference and they want to know how hard it was to put together.
Yeah, look, it is a significant work.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for 10 years, by the way. This is the 10th year for the conference, Australian VET conference. Something I wanted to point it out, it is not just a conference. So my concept of conference is more like an ecosystem. So what we're building here, and that's why it's a lot of work behind it, is a continuous communication throughout the whole year through the magazine, which we got one of your articles in that. So they're magazine, the Australian VET Conference magazine, being published every 3 months. So we got four of those per year. We got the awards that we have an independent panel with. They have 15 different categories, and people be recognized for the great job that they do. And we wanted to build a platform, and we've certainly been building this platform. And I'm so thankful for hundreds of people that every year continue to come back to our conference, where people can share ideas, see how others are actually dealing with the same challenges or similar challenges, and have the opportunity to talk to the people that make the policies, the government, but also the people that write training packages and units of competency, which at the end of the day is what we teach. So that's why the conference we call Building Bridges. The whole concept here is to help the vet sector to be there and build bridges, work together, which is something that seems to be difficult, you know. I don't know whether it's our natural way to protect our IP, but traditionally RTOs are not quite good working together, sharing things, and what we wanted to see is that going away totally, and make sure that we feel comfortable and safe in this conference, working really in a collaborative environment. Now, putting together, it requires, identify what is important this year. And it was identify what's going to be important this year a year ago, which is kind of crazy.
Who can guess?
Is an informed guess initially, but then a continuous feedback, looking at, hey, is this still relevant? So we started, and everybody will, the noise of AI and implementation of AI, obviously the standards and the impact of the new standards, and we started with that and looking at speakers that have something to say, not just from the informative point of view, but actually the application point of view. So how they can contribute to solve normal people problem, and that's basically what we trying to do when we selected different panelists and speakers, and contact these as potential speakers and making sure that they are available and I'm willing to contribute. And I have to say, most people in the vet sector are willing to contribute and share their ideas in that role of speakers, and we're very proud of the work that our team has been doing and the support that we get from the sector. These people that have actually attended to all 9 conferences will be again this year.
That's good.
So I think it's worth. I think it helps to make a better sector, a better system for all of us, and hopefully we'll continue to grow, and hopefully we'll be able to publish some kind of a conference statement at the end, where that we put together everything that we learn, and a statement even for the government to see what are the challenges and the questions that RTOs have. They had a couple. I'll touch on compliance and AI, but as a cascade effect of those two, the implications of AI are multiple and in the different layers and different levels, and we want to be able to help on those areas, and the implications of compliance as well. I mean, we'll be talking about trust. If you look,
actually, can I inject in there, because that actually leads to the very next question I have, which is about the passions within the sector that you have, and how you can turn those passions into purpose. Because yes, AI is a huge impact on our profession, if you want to call it that, but it definitely is, and the sector in general. So yeah, what are your passions personally now? So I'm talking to Javier now, right? What are your passions, and how do you turn them into your purpose? So you've got the conference, you've got other things, but tell me how you do that. Tell everybody how you do that.
Look, my passion is help people to become the best that they can be. As an educator, that's my ultimate goal. When the best payment that I get is when I work a lot with managers and CEOs in training them to do their job. The best payment I can get is when I remember somebody that I'm working with him for many years, he said, look, Mike, actually, since I'm working with you, I'm a better CEO.
Oh, look out. Okay. Well, that
is my passion.
That's a payoff right there, when you actually get that direct feedback. Okay. So the passion is to improve the sector overall. Yeah, would you agree with that? Yeah.
100%.
Okay. So I'm going to throw this one at you then. So what are the three things facing the vet sector that you believe have the biggest impact over the next 3 to 5 years? What are the three biggest things facing our sector that have the biggest impact in the next 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, look, I think we got three.
Just one. There's just one, isn't there? Yeah.
The first is technology. I mean, technology is changing the way we interact in the workplace, and which creates a lot of different pressures. I mean, this morning, my son came and said, "Hey, what are you doing? What work are you doing?" And I said, "You know what? Actually, I'm working in 3 different things at the same time. And I feel like I'm working with 3 different people. And I was actually working with 3 different AI agents.
No, okay.
3 different projects. And it's kind of like the expectation today.
Yeah.
So technology is one. The second is the market. I think we need a reality check. Yeah.
Okay.
Many years ago, I was in the same scope that you have, the TAE. At that time, it was a TAA. We used to charge $7,500 for the TAA, and that went down to 5, 3.5, 2.5. One day, I saw an advertisement, $750, and I said, "Nah, this is ridiculous. This is lying to ourselves." Yeah. So I think we need a reality check. And I think that has to go from the government. I think the job and skill councils need to do an analysis of cost or cost analysis for each course and say, "Mate, if you don't spend that much, it's no way you can have a quality training product for that qualification. Don't expect quality for less than that." But that would push the government to pay the real value of training, which at the moment, I don't think it is the case. So the market is a challenge.
I love that. I mean, literally, you could have been preaching from my own preach book right there, because I've been going out there about the cost and the value of the TAE as a qualification, because obviously that's the one that underpins all the trainers across all the sectors, and to value that, to the values that we're seeing being promoted by some RTOs, not all, but some, is a bit of a travesty. But, that leads me into this really awesome question. This is question 5, Javier. Are you ready? Okay.
I hope so.
If you had a magic wand, okay, and there's one thing you'd fix right now in the sector, what would it be? Remember,
almost
a magic wand mean there's no entering
no
into any
restrictions.
discussion. This is just you. You can just say this, and this is going to be it.
Yeah, I would say be all in the same page when we talk about integrity. I think that
Okay.
will fix the sector. So,
Wow.
and maybe
Okay.
this doesn't sound so polite, but what I have seen in my life is that we all want a sector with integrity. However, when it comes to contract training, many people go for the cheapest and the shortest training. But at the same time, we want quality. So I think if I could fix this, I would say, you know what? Integrity means you need time to get the skills and the knowledge, and that time is work from the RTO, which you value a cost. Let's all have the same understanding of what integrity is.
Wow.
If we're on the same page, I think we're halfway there.
I love that because yes, I mean integrity is a subjective perspective, isn't it? So yeah, unfortunately, and that actually leads me to the very last thing that I'd like to ask you, and that leads me into your final thoughts about the vet sector and the vet conference. So who should attend, why they should attend, where they can go to get the tickets, etc., and who will be there, etc. So this is really just for you to let us know about the conference, and let's get people there because yes, I'm presenting, but there's dozens of other people that I know in the sector who've been absolute passionate advocates for the sector for so long who are there as well. This isn't just another conference. This is one of the probably two biggest conferences of the year. So get along to it if you're listening to this. But Javier, tell us your final thoughts about the particular conference.
Yeah, no, and you're right. I mean, somebody asked me last week, which conference should I go? And I said, look, I would say come to our conference, but I also say, well, you should say, look, there is a reason why in the last 15 years, there's only been 2 conferences that every year are there. There's a lot of events that come and go, but these 2 will always there, and this is one of those. And the reason is we are committed to help people to achieve their goals in delivering quality training. Who should go there? Well, definitely see RTO CEOs, managers, trainers and assessors, admin people, anyone that works in RTO. Because who is going to be there presenting are people that are going to talk about your problems as dealing in an RTO operations and also from the strategic point of view. But I think, as I said before, it's building bridges. You learn a lot from who is going to be there in the stage, but you're also going to learn a lot from who is going to be next to you in your table during the breaks, because really this is one of those areas where the decision makers and the people that do the hard work, the heavy lifting in the vet sector, they are the ones that attend these conference. Yeah, it's easy to get the tickets online, just the website.
Yeah.
But that would be my message. I'm not very good at marketing.
I beg to differ. I think you're very good at marketing. But by all means, anyone listening to this, of course, I'm going to have those connections in the notes here. So we're just a couple of weeks, not even a couple of weeks out from the conference by the time this is released, which is the 1st of March. And, by all means, get along, please be there, because not only this is the thing that I think so many within our industry miss, especially now, especially even the discussion we've had up till now, Javier, about AI, right? And it's the fact that if you make a human connection with somebody within the industry, you get to talk to them about what's important to you. Yeah. And what's important to you might be important to them. And before you know it, you've created a connection. And with that connection can lead to results. And those results could be a change within your RTO, a change within the way you see things for your personal life, for your professional life. I mean, it's limitless. What we are facing, and this is something that absolutely should terrify everybody within the sector, is where AI is actually heading. Now, Kurt Swile said that by 2029 we'll have AGI. He's been the best predictor so far. Elon Musk says, God knows, next year, the year before, it doesn't matter. But the thing is, how's it going to impact our sector? The fact is, it's going to commoditize our sector to a point where we have had no idea where this could lead. I've now created, and I'll be honest with you, I've created, not the one for our conference, by the way, but for PD partners of mine, I've created full-on 1 hour sessions, 90% on AI. It's just bang. Look at that. Look how awesome that is. And then I'll just read through it and go, okay, well, I've changed this and this. That's the 10%. Because pretty much 90% is correct. And that's now. And so what I'm saying to everyone out there listening to this, and all the people who are going to come along to this conference, it's the human connection. It's the human connection that is going to be the difference between your success within an RTO or not. Would you agree?
100%. So AI, in terms of content creation, is a super powerful tool. It could customize the training to basically many different, you can make it scale to many different student cohorts. You can even individualize experience. So that is great. But if we do lose that human connection, then we don't transfer our expertise and experience to our students.
Yeah.
So I think if the challenge is actually learning how to use AI systems in our benefit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like any other tool, there will be people that try to use it potentially not in the best interest of the sector. And one very big challenge with AI is standardized mediocrity.
Oh, God, yeah.
So we got to be careful that hopefully that's not going to happen to us. Depends on us.
Yeah.
So that's another reason to come to the conference.
There you go.
Let's talk about this. Let's see how we can deal with this together.
I completely agree. And look, for those of you listening to the end of the Vocational Education Podcast right now, please, I'll put the information down below. Log in, get into this conference. If you can't attend in person, please send somebody who can. It's in Sydney, right, at the Masonic Centre, right there on Castlemaine Street. As an ex-Masonic member, I used to go there 30 years ago. God help me. Okay, how old am I? Anyway, that said, it's a marvelous place to actually attend. And all I can say is please meet up with us there. Make the most of that time around other TAE, vocational education professionals. Ask questions. Be there. That's what we're all here for. So on that note, I'll say thank you very much to Javier for his time today on the Vocational Education Podcast. And we'll see you next month in April after all this has happened. And we'll see what happens, eh?